could have been for me, your man, Louie T, here for the LTN kickback session for week number 10 in the National Football League. Interesting week that just passed. Survivor pool has been trimmed down from 6 to 4, if I'm not mistaken. We'll take a look at that in a second. Things are getting really hot and heavy and interesting in the Winners and Losers League. A unprecedented week took place in week 10. We'll talk about that here in a bit. A couple of things happened for the first time in Winners and Losers League history. So we'll talk about that. And also, big shout out to our winner. That's what we'll start today for the LTN Weekly Pick'em Pool. And so, big shout out to Bronco Billy. If I'm not mistaken, Bronco Billy, again, I'm pretty sure it was Bronco Billy that was just sipping from the piss cup maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks max. Couldn't have been any longer than that ago. And now, from the outhouse to the penthouse, Bronco Billy is your winner in week number 10. And this was a very competitive week from a standpoint of the weekly pick'em pool. I think, if I'm not mistaken, multiple people had 3 losses, and it came down to points, I believe. This was a crazy week, though. But yes, Rick the Ruler had 3 losses. Remember, we had a 10-7 game on Monday night, so the lowest amount of points was going to win. Rick the Ruler had 3 losses. I think one more person had 3 losses as well. Yeah, Sam Pando had 3 losses. Nope, he had 4. Excuse me. I thought there was one more person with 3 losses. Thought there was 3 people with 3. Here it is. Rick the Ruler. No, that's the same person. Big Time. Big Time. There we go. Big Time had 3 losses as well. But Bronco Billy and his 3 losses with the Eagles, or with the 39 points, ended up being the winner because it was the lowest of the 3 who had 3 losses. So shout out to Bronco Billy for getting it done. Your money has been sent already via the option that you chose. So congratulations to you. And look forward to having an opportunity to win my money back. So big shout out to Bronco Billy for getting it done in week number 10. Now we transition to the next order of business, and that is the Survivor pool. And now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. I talked about this last week. There was a chance that the pool could have been over. Had the Rams lost and the Packers won, the pool would have been over last week. Every other participant picked the Rams. One person picked Green Bay. Unfortunately for that person, the Rams won and the Packers lost last week. So everyone else survived, and that one person got eliminated. This week, the Carolina Panthers were the culprit that got 2 participants eliminated, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 people were eliminated due to picking the Panthers. And I always try to, impart my knowledge when I can. I don't like giving advice on something that I've never won. So I try to mind my business, keep my nose out of, people's affairs, because why do I want to take advice from a loser? Touche, which is why I keep my mouth shut. But I always tell people, stay away, if at all possible. Sometimes you don't have a choice. You're getting down to that point in these Survivor pools where you're running out of teams, you're running out of options, you're having to rely on teams that you would never pick in certain situations. But if at all possible, stay away from divisional matchups. Stay away from family business, especially when the team that you're picking is on the road. Again, I can't stress this enough. But again, don't take advice from me. I've never won the Survivor pool. Okay, I find myself on the outside looking in every single year, and this year is no different. This is probably one of the more painful years because I've been continuing to make Survivor pool picks on my own, and I would have won every single week. And the week that I lost, I had no business losing. I didn't do anything wrong, and that's the thing that I struggle with. It's one thing if I broke a rule or I was trying to be too cute. I was looking too far ahead, and I was setting up the future, etc. Those years when that happens, I got what I deserved. I didn't do anything wrong this year. I made a smart pick. It was the right decision, at least I thought it was. They were up big and they blew the lead, and I would have still been in this thing, man. I would have still been in this thing. It sucks. Probably me still making selections is the worst thing that I could have done, because now it's making me feel even worse about the fact that I got eliminated when I didn't do anything wrong. But here we are having this conversation that you don't care about. So RJ Mack ready. Panthers, pop, 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 licked them down. Same could be said for Silver Villains. Both were shown the exit by the Carolina Panthers. Thanks for playing. Here's your parting gift. Nothing. So that's what the survivor pool does to you. You survive, you hang around for as long as you can, and then you get eliminated randomly in week 10, and it sucks. But to the victors go the spoils. We still have 4 people left vying for the $1,280. Those 4 are Ricky D. Hustle, who has a chance to become a Triple Crown winner, the first ever in LTN Exclusives history, having won a weekly pick'em pool already. Ricky D. Hustle is in the top 3 in the Winners and Losers League, and he's one of the final 4 left in the Survivor pool. So Ricky D. Hustle has a chance to do something that no other person has done in LTN Exclusives history, and that's go Triple Crown. Tyrant 78 hanging in there. Denver got it done for her. Seahawks got it done for Ricky D. So Tyrant 78 hanging tough. Gats got it done with the Denver Broncos as well. It wasn't easy or pretty, but it was gritty, and most importantly, it was a dub. They move on to week number 11. Same can be said for Kevin and PRF, who is also in the top 3 of the Winners and Losers League, and is also one of the final 4 here on the Survivor pool. So has a chance to walk away with some big money if he can somehow find a way to win that league and this pool. Bears came back in a game that they were trailing in versus the Giants to give him a shot to hang in there. We'll see what these 4 are able to do next week. But congratulations to the 4 of you for surviving. And now the hardest part is getting to the finish line. Good luck. As I always tell you, you're going to need it. And may the best survive. So I'm hoping for all 4 of you to lose so that the house gets the money. Me. But shout out to all 4 of y'all, man. I hope in week 11, all 4 of you pick the same team and that team loses. So let's see what happens here as we get to our big reveal. And Winners and Losers in week 10 was one of the most fascinating things I've ever seen. I think we have the most piss cups ever handed out in a single week. This was a crazy week. So 2 things have happened this week that have never happened before. I don't think we've ever had, I know we had one earlier this year where there was like a roll call, but not like this. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to actually write down the names of everyone that is a piss cup recipient, because there's just so many. This is crazy. And then the other thing is, we've never had someone that was in first place simultaneously receive the piss cup while being in first place. Now, the piss cup comes at a time where it was a rough week for most. So it doesn't hurt him as much, but it did knock Ricky D. Hustle out of first place. But I can't ever recall a time where the person in first place actually got the Piss Cup this late into the game. I think earlier this year, Gats got the Piss Cup, but I think Gats might have been in second place at that time, and it knocked him out of the top three, and he hasn't been back in the top three since, if I'm not mistaken. But Ricky D. Hustle was 2 games clear of at second place, right? And then he got the Piss Cup. Or I think actually he was 1 game clear because Kevin the PRF was 1 game back. He was able to go, I think, 9-5, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 9-5, and take over sole possession of first place. So what we got to do now is we got to find who is in third place because we have a 2-way tie for second. So let's see if somebody's got 102. I know somebody's got 101. No 102s. So 101 here, Big B, who's been in third place before. I think he might have even been as high as second place this year. Is back in the mix. Third place at 101 and 47. So let me make this quick list of these Piss Cup recipients. I feel so bad for you guys this week. I'll explain here in a second. RJ Mac ready? Golly. Jesus Christ. She's just nice. Ricky D. Hustle. What in the holy hell is going on? All right, so Ricky D. Hustle. We got Swag. Not my guy, Swaggy P. No, not Swaggy. No, not Swaggy P, man. Nate P. I was just about to say to Nate, hey, be careful, man. When somebody is around you that's pissy, be careful that they don't get a little tinkle on you, right? Then Nate was like, I'm pissy too. So Cody, be careful. Bam Bam Bree, be careful. Be careful. Okay? You could be next, man. It's not safe out here in these streets. You got some really pissy company. Be careful. Dallas Morgan. Niners, not Niners fan. Wow. Yikes. Commander Wow. What a shame. What a shame. Twin Lakes dad. Ouch. All right. So, you know what this feels like? This list feels like when you have a substitute teacher and the entire class was cutting up. You know, they just weren't behaving themselves. You've all been a part of a class where the sub came in and y'all just wasn't having it. Like this sub, we not behaving ourselves today for the sub. We just not, you know. But you were like, man, I'm chilling. I'm not even getting into this foolishness with them. So you really didn't do anything wrong, right? You were just minding your business. You know the dudes that was cutting up. You know the people that was acting the fool. But the substitute left a list for the teacher of people that was acting up. And these people are getting detention, right? So the teacher comes back and she says, if I call your name, that means you didn't know how to act for the substitute and you got detention. And you just sitting minding your business because you like, I ain't do shit. And then all of a sudden, here's the list of the Piss Cuppies for week number 10. Please step forward. RJ Mac ready. Ricky D. Hustle. Swaggy P. Nate P. Dallas Morgan, Niners fan, Commander Wow, and Twin Lakes dad. And I feel like Ricky D is sitting there just minding his business, not expecting to hear his name called. And then he hears his name, and he's like, wait, me? What'd I do? I ain't do nothing. No, the teacher ain't trying to hear it because it's your word against the sub. Sub ain't there to verify anything. Somebody could have gave the sub a wrong name or anything, right? Whatever the case may be, your name's on this list. You got detention, bro. And this was the type of week where you shouldn't be like, I look, 7 losses in a 14-game week. That's half of the games. That's a tough week. But this was a tough week. This was a tough week. 7 should not have gotten you the piss cut. I'm going to be honest with you. Somebody should have had 8. Somebody should have had 9. Normally, that's how this shit goes. I'm surprised that somebody didn't have 8 to bail these people out. Somebody didn't have 9. The fact that 7 was the high mark got a lot of people got. And I ain't going to lie to you. I was almost one of them. You know how many people had 6 losses? There's like 20 people that had 6 losses. You were 1 loss away from the piss cut. This week right here is an indication that I'm probably going to be pissy again because this one came out of nowhere. This week 10 result came out of nowhere. While I'm talking, hey, let's go ahead and distribute piss. RJ Mack ready? Here you go. Ricky D Hustle. Ricky D Hustle. What the hell, bro? First place? Really? Piss cup? Second place now? What are we doing, man? Here you go. Swaggy P. Not Swaggy P. Not my guy, Swaggy P. Here you go, man. Nate, stay away from Swaggy, bro. Stay away. Swaggy actually been killing shit this year. Stay away from Swaggy, though. Never mind. Too late. Here you go, Nate P. Cody. Stay away from Swaggy P and Nate P. You see what happened there, right? Swaggy P, Nate P equals PP. Stay away from them. They're not safe. Dallas Morgan. Here you go, bro. Your name's Dallas. It's inevitable that you're going to drink piss. Your first name's Dallas. Sorry. Niners fan. Probably shouldn't have picked the 49ers. That's my guess. Here you go, man. Commander Wow. Wow. Sorry. Here you go. And Twin Lakes dad. You got it, Twins Lake dad. Here you go. All right, so you 8. Go ahead over. Do your thing. We'll talk amongst ourselves while you find a way to make that piss disappear down your esophagus. I've got my list in front of me, and we will go through this very, very quickly. So first things first, let's get to the PT peers for the week. Bronco Billy, 3 losses, as we just saw with the weekly pick'em pool, which Bronco Billy won. 3 losses, so 11-3 for Bronco Billy this week, which gets him up to 93-55-1. Also, Bronco Kid. So the 2 Broncos, Bronco Billy, Bronco Kid. Must have been a great week to be a Bronco. Also 11-3 and a PT peer. That 11-3 mark gets him to 99-49-1, has him knocking on the door of the century mark this season for wins. So, hell of a job by Bronco Kid and Bronco Billy. And joining them, we talked about him in the weekly pick'em pool, just falling short due to the tiebreaker on Monday night. Rick the Ruler with an 11-3 week as well, which gets him to 89-59-1 on the season. Shout out to Rick the Ruler, Bronco Kid, and Bronco Billy for being the best of the best in week number 10 in the Winners and Losers League in the National Football league. Shout out to the best of the best this week. Now we go from there to who is where in the weekly pick'em pool. So we start with number one, numero uno this week. Now things are really heating up. Kevin, the PRF, takes back sole possession of first place with a 9-5 record this week, getting him to 104-44-1. This has been a remarkable season for Kevin, the PRF. Shout out to anybody that has hit the century mark. I talked about this last week. Hitting the century mark in 10 weeks of football is incredible. That means you're averaging 10 wins a week. That's double figures. I love that shit. So shout out to Kevin, the PRF, for taking sole possession of first place. The consistency that it takes to win 100 games or more within the first 10 weeks is mind-boggling. It's startling. Like, you really have to kill it week in and week out. There may be some lowlights in there, 1 or 2 weeks where you struggle, but you make up for it with exceptional weeks somewhere along the way to balance it out. Kevin, the PRF, along with guys like Big B, Mike Lowry, and Ricky D. Hustle for the most part, and there are a few others that we'll name, have been exceptional pretty much throughout this entire year. The consistency that it takes is the thing that I love about winners and losers. You can be good one week, but as we see with Ricky D. Hustle, you can also be pissy the next. And so it's so hard to maintain the consistency that it takes to be great and come away with the money. Something that I've lacked over the last 3 years. My consistency just hasn't been there. And it takes luck too, right? You got to be lucky. Like, I just don't have any luck this year. I just don't. Like, every game that can go wrong usually does go wrong for me. And that's just been how things have gone for me this season. But shout out to Kevin, the PRF, sole possession of first place at 104-44-1 with a 9-5 record this week. Mike Lowry, big ups to him for a 9-5 week, getting his mark to 103-45-1. And because of that 9-5 mark this week, he was able to tie Ricky D. Hustle, as we talked about already. Ricky D. Hustle had a rough go of it in week number 10, losing 7 games. Those 7 losses put him in a two-way tie for second place with Mike Lowry at 103-45-1. I've never had to put someone, standing within the top 3 and piss in the same box before. This is the first time that someone who is ranked this late in the season, double digits weeks we are into now. Normally, when you're this good and you've been this good, the piss cup avoids you. You just don't. Like I said, this didn't feel like a week that 7 losses was going to get you the piss cup, because there were so many games that, snuck up on you. There were so many games that could go either way. Like Buffalo losing to Miami, everybody lost that game. Carolina losing to the Saints, just about everybody lost that game. Jacksonville and Houston, that's another game that most people probably lost. And so there were so many games that could go either way too. The Cleveland Jets game, the Bears Giants game could have gone either way. The Steelers Chargers game probably was one that people flip-flopped on. And then Eagles Packers, like, it just felt like there was enough games here for people to just try some crazy shit and end up with 8 losses, and it just didn't happen. But Ricky D. Hustle is now in second place, along with Mike Lowry at 103-45-1. Big ups to those two, but Ricky D. Hustle loses a little bit of his luster because he's currently right now knocking back piss. So a little tough to celebrate, but it is an accomplishment to be over the century mark 10 weeks in. So shout out to both Mike Lowry and Ricky D. Hustle. But now occupying third place is Big B at 101-47-1. I think 9-5 week. Yeah, no, 9-4, excuse me, week, or 9-5 week for Big B. Gets him to 101-47-1. Also, really solid year for Big B, man. Another one of these guys that just has been a model of consistency this year. And big ups to him for what he's turned in and being in third place right now, having a shot. And again, at 101, 47-1, you are literally 3 games back of first place, 2 games back of second place. So you're right in the mix. Also want to give a big shout out to Mike Jink. This is the best season of Mike Jink's LTN winners and losers career. To say the same thing for Kevin the PRF, Ricky D Hustle. There are other people who are having career years as well. But Mike Jink is probably the most surprising. I just didn't see him, performing this well. He's swimming in different waters right now. Like, I'm ashamed because this is a guy that was never supposed to be better than me. And now Mike Jink is not only better than me. I haven't crossed the 90 threshold yet. Like, I'm on the struggle bus. This man is across the 100 threshold for the season. What a remarkable year. We used to have jokes about him and his then fiance, maybe probably wife by now, and him being able to beat her. She's not that far behind him, but that's just to a testament to both of them really picking well this year. But on the pace that he's on, she has no shot, even though she's only 4 games back right now. And as we've seen, ask Ricky D, all it takes is 1 week and it can change everything. Turn your whole world upside down. Life comes at you fast. But shout out to Mike Jink at 148-1, just 1 game back of third place and just 4 games back of first place. So Mike Jink been absolutely killing it this season, and the proof is in the pudding, as you can see his record. And he's one of, I believe, 5 individuals that have crossed the 100-win threshold within the first 10 weeks. You have Kevin the PRF in first place with 104 wins. You have 2 guys tied for second place in Ricky D Hustle and Mike Lowry at 103, Big B at 101, and Mike Jink at 100. So shout out to the fantastic 5 who have all crossed the 100-win threshold in the first 10 weeks of winners and losers. I think that might be a record as well. Now that I can't confirm. I can confirm that the 8 Piss Cuppies in week number 10 is the most we've had in a single week. Let's go back to earlier. Let me just make sure. There was a week, I want to say it was week 6 or week 8. It's one of the two. No, it had to be week 8. Nope. It was even further back than that. I'm pretty sure it was 7 that week. I don't think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it was 7. And that was the darkest of dark piss that week. That was like 10, 11 loss. I think it was a 10 loss week for most people that for all the people that had the Piss Cup. That was back in week 5. We've set a new record now with 8 Piss Cuppies. Just extraordinary stuff from week 10. Real carnage and destruction. And again, it came out of nowhere. So shout out to everybody who was able to avoid piss, but no one's safe. If Ricky D Hustle can sip from the piss cup, so can you. So be careful. Be safe out in these streets. It's not safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. All right. So that's where we stand after 10 weeks of winners and losers action. We've got 7 weeks. We got 8 weeks to go. 8 weeks to go. $1,775 on the line. And still a lot of picking to go. So, all right. So what we'll do is we are going to get a word from one of our sponsors, come back on the other side, get to the comment section and check on the Piss Cup Ease and see where they are in their process. Be back on the other side of this ad. Sleeper is the best way to experience and connect over sports together. It's a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on games in real time with other users, get the fastest scores, blazing fast news and alerts right at your fingertips, play in fantasy leagues, and win real money on pick contests. So enjoy sports the way they were meant to, together. Download the #1 sports app today. Predict the hottest football stats like passing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and much more to cash in on your daily fantasy football skills. Use promo code LTN and Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. Sleeper. All right, so let's check on the Piss Cuppies. Roll call. RJ Mack ready. What you got? All right, you making some progress. Keep going. Ricky D. I am so surprised at you, Ricky D. I am shocked. I really, truly am. Okay, yeah. Actually, you're handling that pretty well. Actually, you've done this before. You've had the Piss Cup before, haven't you? You must have, because you've knocked back about 3/4 of that thing already. Swaggy P. I'm gonna call y'all up here together. Swaggy P and Nate P. PP. PP. What y'all got going on, man? Let me see. Nate, I'm gonna need you to come on, man. I'm gonna need you to get it together. Swaggy P, you making some moves over there, but speed it up a little bit. But you about halfway done. Nate P, come on now. You babysitting, bro. You babysitting. This ain't even Piss Cup Ultra, bro. It don't burn as much. Come on, man. PP. Dallas Morgan. I have zero sympathy for you because your name is Dallas. So just in the name alone, there is piss, real piss implications with just the name Dallas. So, all right, you making some moves. Niners fan. I'm kind of surprised at you too. What you got going on? I'm gonna need you to pick up the pace a little bit. You got about a little bit over half. Commander, wow. You're done. Okay. I'll take that from you. Jesus. All right. Scratch you off the list. Okay. Jeez Louise. Shout out to my girl, Commander Wow. Yikes. Twin Lakes dad. Oh, you've been here before too, huh? You might as well just finish that off, bro. Yeah. He drank that like it was some beer or something. All right, take you off the list too. All right. Then there were 6. Then there were 6. All right. Let's get to the comment section real quick and see what's going on here. Swaggy P, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Swaggy P. Where your boy at? Nate P. P. Where y'all at? He says, if I just followed my ESPN Eliminator Challenge picks, I would still be alive in the Survivor pool, including this week, since I picked the Patriots. Shaking my head. So many times I've done the shoulda, coulda, woulda game with the Survivor pool. There's years of regret. There are years that I've had like tremendous regret for things, that I've done, picks that I've made. If I would have just done this, if I would have just done that. But the bottom line is you didn't. And sometimes we try to get too cute. If you have a pick in the ESPN pool, why are you not using that pick here in the Survivor pool? It just like, maybe you don't want to get eliminated in both. I don't know. But if you have conviction enough to put it in the ESPN Eliminator pool, you should just put it in here. Shit happens. Again, I'm somewhat distraught right now over the Survivor pool because I've continued to make picks. My pick 2 this week was New England. Just like you, I try to stay away from family business, but the Jets are so bad that that's the team that I took this week for my Survivor pool pick based off of the teams that I had already taken to this point. I still would have been alive too, just like you. I don't know what week you got eliminated in. I don't know if you had suffered the same fate as I did with the Arizona Cardinals, but we deserve better, bro. Everybody got eliminated by the Arizona Cardinals this year at week, I don't know, 7 game against Tennessee, whatever week it was, week 6. We all deserve better, bro. We did nothing wrong. Damn you, Mary DeMarcado. Damn you. Ricky D. Hustle. He speaks. Show yourself. You have to answer for this. Ricky D, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, Rikes. This piss is too dark. It actually isn't that dark. It could be worse. I know you're not trying to hear this right now. Pause, he says. I know you're not trying to hear this, but it could be worse, Ricky D. You could have lost 10 games, and it really could have been Piss Cup Ultra, 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 Ultra. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. So, yeah, look, I was going to say piss is piss, but no, there's varying degrees of piss. So, look at this as light piss. You could have Piss Cup Ultra. A lot more potent, a lot more acidic, burns a little bit more going down, harder for your stomach to digest. It still burns, I know. I've done it already myself this year. Don't want to do it again. But on the bright side, few people can say this while they're sipping piss. You're still in second place. I don't know if anybody's ever been able to say that. As a matter of fact, I don't think anybody's ever been able to say, this piss is disgusting, but I'm still in second place. You are the first, my man. Ricky D. Hustle. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Who writes, me drinking piss means the Commanders are going to win. I will do better. Hashtag SOTG. I don't know, Jim. I don't know, Jim. I don't know if that means the Commanders are going to win. If they do, that's an L for the kid, because I damn sure did not pick them this week. And I am not going to pick them until they actually do win a game. So let's see if you're doubling down on that. Did you pick the Commanders to win this week? We'll see. But I want to say hopefully you're right. But then again, I'm kind of conflicted. I don't really know what I want. At this point, I'm just watching the game. If they lose, cool. Like, we haven't gotten to the point yet where it's absolutely over. So losing is the only option. But like, that's where we pretty much are. Like, so I probably should be rooting for us to lose, but you know, that's so hard for me to do. So hard for me to do. And I know you're gonna do better. You know, I don't doubt that. The way you've picked this week, this year, I've been waiting for you to fall off of a cliff for about a month and a half now, and it just it's not going to happen this year. It's not. I realized that about 3 weeks ago or so. Like, okay, no, Ricky's not bullshitting this year. He's gonna get it done. So, you know, same with Kevin the PRF. I'm like, yeah, at some point Kev's gonna have a couple of rough weeks here. He's gonna, you know, fall back a little. Nope, it's not happening. Just like last year, I said the same thing about all those females. Remember, they were kicking our back end last year. Rella and Tyrant 78 and all of them were just killing us last year. And I'm like, oh, don't worry, they'll fall off at some, and they never did. And I'm at that realization now. It's just not going to happen this year. You'll be back next week. I wouldn't be shocked if you're a PTPer next week. Wouldn't be shocked. Would not be shocked. All right, roll call once again. RJ Mack ready. Okay, you're ready. Good job. Scratch you off the list. Ricky D. Hustle. I need you to hustle. Come on. That's about a fourth left, bro. You got about a quarter left. You can do this. You can do it, Ricky. I'll come back to you once I go through the rest of the list. You should be done by then. Swaggy P. Oh, Nate, come on. P. Y'all come on up together. P. What's it looking like? Nate, come on, bro. You're killing me, Smalls. Let's go. Come on. Swag, you got a corner left. Just go in and knock that back. I'll come back to you, Swag. Nate, you got to hurry up, bro. You got to hurry up, man. Dallas Morgan. What we looking like over there, Chief? All right, you got about a quarter left. I'll circle back. Niners fan. Where we at, bro? Like a real G. My man. Come on. All right. Scratch you off the list. Ricky D. Where we at? My guy. That's what I'm talking about, Ricky D. You're still a champ in my book. Okay. Just a little pissy. Still a champ in my book, though. Swaggy P. What we looking like? All right. Go ahead. Swaggy. P. All right, my guy. Way to knock it back. Knock you off the list. Nate, come on. Time's a ticking. Come on. Dallas Morgan. Yeah, come on. That's a swallow, bro. I can't take that back with that little. That's enough in there where you got to drink that, bro. I'm sorry. Yes. All right. You're good. Come on, Nate. Come on, Nate. Got another super chat. We're going to knock this out. And when I come back, you got to give me something, bro. You got to be done. Shadow Striker 789. Thank you for super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. Who writes, only 11 wins behind first. Don't count me out. Either about to look hella smart or hella pissy these coming weeks. Yeah, you sound like me about 3 weeks ago, man. I'm only 12 games back. Yeah, it ain't happening, bro. But I'm not even at the point now where I can, risk it to try. Like, it don't even make sense for me to try and do anything out of the ordinary. Because all you're going to do is end up further behind and pissy. I'm going to just continue to make what I think are the right picks. And if it don't work out, like, shit just hasn't worked for me. Right? I haven't really gone early in the season. I did some extreme things, but they were within reason at the time. They proved to be mistakes that have seen me fall as far behind as I have. But I really just have suffered from bad luck all season long. Right? It's just what it is. Like some of these games, like the Arizona game, like you can't make this stuff up. Some of these games, like Jacksonville this week, for instance. Like Jacksonville was killing Houston, and then they weren't. And then they blew like a 3-score lead and let them come all the way back, hawk them down, and beat them. Like, what am I supposed to do about that? What am I supposed to do? Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Green Bay lost 10-7. They had every opportunity to win. What am I supposed to do with that? I didn't do anything wrong. Right? I mean, but it is what it is. That's just the season it's been. It's just the season it's been. So, anyhow, I digress. Nate, Shadow Striker, coming from someone with experience, don't do it. Please read some literature on this subject. Please don't do it. Reconsider. Read some literature on the subject. You don't want to do this, man. From one former piss cuppy. I'm a recovering piss cuppy recipient to another. I don't know if you've had it before. You probably have. But if you haven't, don't do it. It's not worth it. Oh, I choose you. Don't do it. I'm choosing you to be an advocate to tell you don't risk it. It ain't worth the biscuit. I'd hate to see you on this list next week. Anyway, Nate P. Where you at, man? All right. It's a swallow, bruh. It's a swallow. It's been a struggle for you. I get it. Let this be a lesson, man. You don't got to do what Swaggy do. You can be your own man. Go ahead and knock that back, bro. Come on. We waiting. We ain't going nowhere. We got time. Go ahead and knock it back, bro. It's just a corner, man. Stall him out, Louie T. Nah, I can't stall him out. Go ahead and drink that, bro. That went down hard. that looked like it burned a layer off of his esophagus just now. All right, man. Let me mark off the last of the unelite 8. All right. So, Shadow Striker 789 been a member for 25. Oh, wait. Months. Right. Oh my God. I just saw the member milestone chat so late. It's all good. It's all good. You're going to be fine. But once again, don't do it. Don't do it. But yes, congratulations on your 2-year Annie, bruh. Really appreciate you. Salute to you, my guy. Anyhow, that is going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on this installment of the Louie T Network Exclusives. It's been a fun ride thus far, and we still got a long way to go. Shout out to the 4 people still alive in the survivor pool. You know what's at stake? $1,280. Go get the money. Go get the money. Go get the money. Go get the money. And things are getting really hot and heavy. Things are heating up in the weekly Winners and Losers League. And shout out to everybody that's still participating in the weekly Pick'em pool. In any event, that's going to do it for me, your man Louie T. Until next time, y'all know what it is. If your picks are shit, you get pissed. Kick back next week. Peace.